Hi guys, okay, I am very short on time, but I have like no other time to film this because I'm so busy. So I just finished reading Elsewhere yesterday, and I did not know this book was like 20 years old. I'm obviously the cover is new, I'm assuming, but it's by the same author, Gabrielle Zevin, that wrote Tomorrow, 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 which I really liked. I thought this was completely different from Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. Pages are yellow. And I think this might actually be better than Tomorrow, Tomorrow, Tomorrow. This is how the pages look. It's a very easy read. It's like 276 pages, I believe. But the concept is what drew me in. So, spoilers ahead. First of all, I absolutely loved this book. This book was perfect. I have like no notes for it. It's about the main character named Liz, or Elizabeth. She dies at 15 years old from a taxi cab running her over because she didn't look both directions when she crossed, but it's also at the same time the taxi cab's fault. It's like both of their faults, but she admits that it is her fault. Anyways, she dies. She wakes up in this afterlife. It's called Elsewhere, and she sees her grandma there. She's never met her before because the grandma died on Earth before Liz was born, so she was still in her mommy's tummy. Okay, so she meets her and everything, and she comes to realize that they age backwards there, because she's like, why do you look like my mom? Because literally she's like 30 years old there. She's been in Elsewhere maybe like 20 years or something like that. She also finds the lead member of a band that she loves, that Liz loves. He has like marks because he died of like a drug dose. So she becomes kind of like best friends with him in a way, and then she meets this other guy named Owen. Later on, I didn't have to skip so far right away, but so she's like really upset at the fact that she's only going to be there for 15 years and she's going to be aging backwards. So she's never going to turn 16. She's never going to be 21. She feels like she's never going to find love because she never really had that on Earth. Because, I mean, when you're a 15-year-old, you most likely don't have that yet. I don't know, maybe some of them do, like boyfriend and girlfriends, but the point is she feels like there's no point in being in Elsewhere, because even though she may have some animal friends there and a little bit of family and some new friends that she met there, she doesn't feel that it's like worth it. So after her 1 year of being there, she has the choice of going back to Earth very, very early, which is within that 1 year of being in Elsewhere, or she can just wait it out, the 15 years there in Elsewhere. But you don't get the chance again to go back early. So you have this one time, they give you 1 year, like a trial period. You can go back to Earth and be reincarnated again as a baby, or you can wait until you go back into a baby, and then the last 7 days that you're there in Elsewhere, when you're like an infant, they put you down this river that takes you back to Earth. It takes like 7 days that you're in the river. It takes you like back to Earth to get reincarnated again into another body. So she chooses to do that, to leave early. She doesn't tell anyone except Curtis Jest, which is the main, the lead singer or whatever of the band that she loves. And he was like, there's no way of getting you out of this. And she's like, no, like I made up my mind. So she ends up regretting it, of course. And luckily, Owen, which is someone that she met at the well, which is a location where you can communicate with the people on Earth, but it's illegal to do so, and so you get in trouble basically every time you do it. There's this other thing that is safer to do. It's called the observation deck, or they call it the OD, the observation deck, where you can see through these binoculars literally what's going on Earth, which I really like the idea of that. The thing is that you have to pay to use those binoculars, which of course you would have to, right? And the thing is, a lot of people become obsessed with observing Earth, and then they lose just, I guess, their entire purpose of being in Elsewhere, if that makes sense, because they want to be attached to Earth. They still haven't let go of it. They're still too attached to the Earth plane, right? So Liz was obviously doing that for so long, and then she ended up deep diving once to communicate with her family, and it didn't go so well, so perfectly. And so Owen like kind of got her in trouble, but then he like kind of fixed it later, because he felt bad about it. He was like, well, if she just wanted her father to know this, that she got him this, blah blah blah, then like, is it really the end of the world? No. So he was like, let me fix it. And so he fixed it. And so that's the guy much later on in the chapters, like towards the middle of the book, ends up rescuing her, because they, I know it's weird, but they fall in love. He's like 4 years older than her, or I forgot how old he is, but he's older than her, and it just kind of feels weird a little bit. But then it feels even more weird when they get younger and younger and younger throughout the book. And so they finally like have a relationship, and she feels that, oh my God, I totally missed like the most important thing, you guys. The whole reason she did this was also everything that I said, but the cherry on top was the fact that Owen had a wife on Earth. I'm like spoiling the whole book for you, but it's better when you read it. Owen had a wife on Earth, and he has not stopped thinking about her. Like, he always watches her through observation time, blah blah blah. And he knows that she can listen through the, when he goes through the well, he's gone to the well like 157 times or whatever. So he's like super obsessed with communicating with her through the dead. And she ends up dying, like, and he feels, no wait, this is not because of the well. I don't think so. I'm like confusing it now, because it was a couple years later, I think. It wasn't like a year after. I just read this. How am I already forgetting it, you guys? Anyways, the point is that his wife from Earth ends up dying. She sees him in Elsewhere, and they kind of try to reunite things again, because she died, like, I mean, he died. She was left a widow because they were together, whatever. Anyways, they don't have that spark anymore, and he really, really wanted it to work out, and it just wasn't. And they're just like different, because they're just different. Like, they're just not the same. Like, they're just not the same from when they left each other off. Maybe he might be a little bit, but she's not. So he realized that, and whatever. And she realizes that he likes Liz, and so she's like, okay, I'm gonna back off, blah blah. And then I think that's why she ended up taking the dive, but I don't think that's why. I don't even remember now. Anyways, turns out you can totally find love even though you are a 9-year-old. Who knew? I love the story. It's totally worth reading. What I just said is like a whole blob of so much information that I just threw at you, but I loved the idea. And yes, we get to see her become a very baby at the very end, and she's on the way to get reincarnated again to another body. I love this idea. I can totally see myself like making this a movie, and I can totally catch the vibe correctly in my mind. Like, I just saw it so beautifully, and it was just so magical and just pretty in my mind, the way that it looked as a movie. So I totally recommend Elsewhere by Gabrielle Zevin, and it is just one. You can tell by the spine. That's just like for effect. So it's not like tomorrow. It's like Elsewhere. But yeah, I recommend this. I absolutely love this. It was so good, and it's in the young adult section too. So this gets a total recommendation from me, you guys. Love the idea, and not just the idea, but the execution of it was very, very good. And also, it's crazy because I don't like third person, like, ever, and I find myself still reading third person. I don't know what's going on, but this one actually was fine as third person. Like, it worked out.